I'm gonna go see if I can't get some of these pelicans out this way. Sorry, they're seagulls, not pelicans. JonnyPink. Low tide, one of my favorite places to shoot, and it is actually maybe a little bit, it's weird, man. There's a lot of pelicans, and I love these California brown pelicans. I absolutely love them. I've got a cormorant that's sitting over here. First pelican that I shot over there is all by itself sitting on the shore. Looks like one of its wings is sticking out a little bit, so I think it might be injured, which is kind of a drag. Be respectful of it and went way around it. Took a couple of shots from a distance and went way around it. Again, today out here, basic, simple. The light is flat. It's overcast, as you can see. It is mid-May and it's cold out here. So I've got my beanie on. The beaches is always a little bit chillier, right? I've got my beanie on, a shirt on to keep kind of warm. The air's still really damp and moist. I am shooting again Canon's R50 with their RF 100-400. Not a fast lens, but man, this thing is so little and so light. It is so much fun to shoot. And I was editing all the photos yesterday when I got home. I'm still working on that first video. I am super, super impressed with this. Is it perfect? Well, no. And it's an entry-level camera, so some of the things I don't like about entry-level cameras is how hard it is to get between switching your aperture, your shutter speed, usually the one dial all by itself, and so you hit a little button to switch between the two, and you can see it inside your EVF. And ISO is pretty easy. There's a button on top. You can program most of these things. It's not the most advanced. The R7 actually has more features. There's a lot. That's a turn. The autofocus in this, I'm shooting in an expanded, I like Nikon's 3D tracking, but it's an expanded, instead of single point or enhanced single point, it's the next one up that has a square with 4 squares around it. That's the one I'm using today. It's an absolute blast to be out here, man. I'm only at 640 millimeters. I prefer 800. I think that's the perfect wildlife focal length. But for right now, I think I'm going to shoot some more. There's another gentleman that's shooting over there. I'm going to get down low as I can, and get some of the creatures out here. See if I can't find some little birds. I saw them out there. But hey, if all I get is pelicans this morning, that's okay. I'll shoot Sepulveda later today, and probably hummingbirds definitely tomorrow morning. And the reason I keep going to the same spots over and over is I know I'm going to get something, and it's going to be awesome. I'm going to shoot some handheld with this too. That's why I have a little mic on here. Is the stabilization amazing? No, but doggone it, this sure is fun. And it's so lightweight. It weighs just a little bit more than a big cup of coffee. Not a European coffee, but one of the big dumb American coffees that are just massive mug. All right, check these out. I'm not going to say that the focus on this is absolutely perfect. It's not. Every camera misses, and when you have either really dim light like this and it's pushing the ISO higher, sometimes every single camera lens combination will struggle a little bit. It's the nature of cameras. They're not your natural eyes, and it's just not quite the same. But overall, this extremely inexpensive little tiny setup is awesome, and I keep forgetting that I have a zoom. So man, I'm just having an absolute blast with this thing. It's just so much fun, and I am enjoying the way the autofocus does just lock onto the subject. It's for a $600 camera, $549 with tax and everything else, just for the body. Very impressive. Again, and this camera lens I think is 600 bucks. Wow, for someone just getting into it and they want something real simple, and it does have automatic, you know, you can shoot in auto. I'm shooting in manual. Does it lock on like the R5? No. Does it lock on like the R3? No. But man, like the R7 and, well, probably all the Canon that I have used, and even, hey, the Z8 was pretty impressive, but that is almost a $5,000 camera body by itself, and then you got to get the lenses. For someone that just wants to go out, have a great time, have something that's really, really lightweight, you can hold with 2 fingers without dropping it, hopefully, because I don't have a strap on it. Super impressive. So I think I'm going to take my setup and I'm going to go down the beach this way. The GoPro is going to track me as I go because I've got the tracker on that one. Tomorrow, I would love to put my teleconverter on here and get a couple of shots that way, but the light is really, really low and I don't want to push it even farther. And I don't like changing anything at the beach because I don't want to get sand into something. So I'm going to go this way. Let's go. There you go. reason I'm looking at my phone while I'm out here is John Hudson. John, thank you. In my last video I mentioned that I was renting the R50 and this 100 to 400. He sent me an email saying that he uses this, and I got permission to use one of his photos. I'll download it from my email and I'll show it to you here. This camera setup is really, really impressive. I'm going to try the 1.4 extender on here tomorrow at Han when I'm not so worried about getting sand and everything. I don't try, like I said, I try never to change lenses or anything at the beach, because sand, you look at it and it's all over you. I'm covered in it, but that's okay. So John, thank you for the input. Thank you for the suggestions as well. Really blown away by this little setup. I think I'm gonna wander over here and see if I can't get some seagulls. And they're not Jonathan Livingston, from a different angle. Oh, if you haven't seen my video on, who is it? Paul Rogers, my version of his song Seagull. I'm gonna link it over here. It's an older one. I did it sitting live on the couch there, and that was a lot of fun. And just for fun as well, I'm gonna go ahead and shamelessly plug my last album, because my next one should be done. I think I have waiting for guitar parts from Nelson for 2 songs. I have one more that just popped into my head, so I'm gonna put that one down as well. And so maybe by the end of summertime, that'll have been mastered and ready to go. But I'm gonna leave those links down there if you wanna check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever streaming station you use, it's there. That whole album, plus some of my earlier stuff too. Doesn't cost you anything but time. All right, I'm gonna head this way, check some more stuff out. And the bottom line is, if you go out and you just have fun, you throw this in a small backpack with your lunch, 2 lenses, you can shoot anything. It's awesome. If you're new to photography, I recommend this. If you poo-pooed it because it's just a 100 to 400, I have in the past, or this little R50, which is the successor to the M50. Cool little camera. I still love that for macro, and I haven't shot macro in a long time. One of the best focus peaking systems I have seen was on the M50. All I'm going to say to you is thank you for letting me share with you guys. And John, again, thank you to you. If you have comments, leave them down below. I do answer them. Not always right away. Gotta let them build up, man. No, I sit there for a couple of hours and I answer all my comments, and then I wait a day or 2, and then I do it again because I'm working on either some other photos or another video or music. Sleep sometimes. JonnyPink, thank you. Again, this is Canon's, if I haven't said it enough, this is their R50 and the 100 to 400. And yes, I am so blown away by this. Really, really impressed. Is it perfect? Gosh, no. Does it miss? Absolutely it does. Especially in low light like this, which seems to be the clouds are getting thicker. It is what it is. JonnyPink, thank you so much. Give it a thumbs up. It's the only thing I ask. We'll see you guys. I didn't even check to make sure that my vocals are still coming through. Sorry, audio.